No, I'm muted. Anyway, I'll start again. It's a round 2 match, race to 11. DJSimon representing Scotland. Being an Englishman that resides in Scotland, we've got Cheekychico representing the UK. And I haven't got my phone set up. I want to keep an eye on what's happening in the snooker. I'll be with you in a minute. That's in VP4, I think, the snooker. If I can find it.
Okay, the players are ready, and so too.
I haven't even started yet. Right. I take it you can all hear me now. Well, Simon's definitely got control of the table here. Got cover on that last yellow that Chiku needs. Now, I think that 8 ball's in the way of the line to get to this yellow. And it probably was. So Simon's got his first free shot, which he could tuck that red up the rail and leave himself on one of the 2 here. And when you've got that free shot and just, 2 balls in the middle of the table, everything is on, you've really got to get out here. This would be a big fail if he doesn't get this done. Maybe slightly an awkward angle here with this red, I think. Now that needs to keep running. I think he's pretty good. Just a nice weight, Bill. He's running the cue ball again. And I don't know that that was the wisest move. I don't know why he didn't roll it in dead weight. But anyway, he's not got the cover. I'd be giving that a belt for a bank. Now, what have I missed? Did you see Albi versus Semi match? Oh, no, I haven't been near Shooter's Pool. I haven't been near it at all. Oh, I saw that, and I saw something popped up. Happy birthday to Mark, I believe. Well, I am no longer a subscriber to Semi-Pro's YouTube channel, and Semi-Pro, or you Plonker Rodney, no longer has access to my YouTube channel. He has been banned because I'm sick to death of his moaning. I'm bored with it. I think most people are bored with it. So what we won't have him doing is coming into the chat here and looking for sympathy or whatever sort of attention he's looking for. He won't get it on this channel anymore. Right, well, Simon's finally got himself off the mark. I mean, that was hard going. Right, ball in the break. Well, I don't like the look of most of these, the way they're sitting, red and yellow tied up on the left side. I mean, you can get below that red right now, I think. He might be able to. It might be worth a try. Well, maybe he didn't have the angle, but if that was me and I had some sort of angle, I'd have been trying to get below that red. I don't know whether, some players could do with just stopping and thinking that wee bit more, because you've got two extensions in each rack. Just looking to see the match has started between Mark Williams and Stuart Bingham. Are you having a baby? I take it you're talking to Mark. This is me reading the chat on the screen on my second monitor, because I can see this this chat loud and clear. I'm watching the snooker on my phone. Right. I should be watching it on its side, so I've got widescreen. Hang on a minute. What the hell's going on here? That's better. That's better now. Right. Cheekychico takes the lead. This looks a slightly better table from the break. He's got a ball. Now, well, if you take yellows, there's one problem there. He's taking reds. Now, that other red, you can certainly try and squeeze it and control the pocket. Well, he's actually managed to get that in. Sweet, that was a good shot. But now this shot is probably going to try and bump the back of the yellow. And it's went in off the yellow, another bonus. Well, the red goes into the side. This is got a chance of getting out of here. This just needs a little dab. And that's perfect. Well, I say perfect. He might be just a wee tad straight here, but he can just nip back. And that's a very good out here for Cheekychico. It wasn't all that simple, but he managed to squeeze that pocket in the top right there twice and get a couple of reds in it. And now he has that 2-rack advantage, and I think the 8-ball went in there, didn't it? So it was a re-rack. Well, the final straw for me was he was in the last stream there, and then he starts going on about Cobra having a dig, and then he mutes him. And then I think he sent me some ranting message, which I didn't even read hardly. I thought, I don't want to hear any more of this anymore, because this is like 2-year-olds at the school. So it is. We're talking about a grown man in an online gaming thing where you'll get people winding you up, and like I've said before, there's a lot more, let's just say, near the knuckle stuff goes on in a lot of other game lobbies than what you'll ever find in Virtual Pool 4, and he hasn't quite grasped that, and he can't let stuff just wash over him like water off a duck's back. I mean, it seems to get to him, but I don't want to hear anymore. He can go and rant in the shooter's pool if he's got anybody to talk to in there. And I certainly don't want him coming into the channel looking for some sort of attention, because it seems to me that's what he's looking for. No, but that's what he said, and then he was giving it to me, and I just deleted the message and deleted him. Well, Simon's now got his work cut out. Problem being that when you start doing all the hard work and you can't get out, you end up with this situation. Well, he's got a chance here. I don't know that he can get enough of this 8-ball to pot it. He's going to have to tweak this cue ball. I think if he just tweaks it a tad, he can squeeze that in. What the hell's he trying to do? I mean, did he even look at the shot there? He had enough room just to tweak that a tad and more or less get it in. It would have good odds of going in. Instead, he decided to kick it. He might have blown whatever chance he did have there. And I don't know whether he spent enough time looking at the shot, because I'm pretty certain that with a little tweak in the cue ball, you could have squeezed that potting angle on that ball there, on that 8-ball, and he never even gave it a second thought. Commentator's eye's not that often wrong. And I think that's what I'd have been doing there. I think my odds were far better doing that than trying to kick up and down. Most certainly. And there you go. Chico's now got a comfortable lead, especially with it being alternate break. Oh, aye, the other thing I meant to say is I was just waiting to see whether these two were going to show up. That's why I didn't start the stream early. But we have this match tonight, and on the schedule there is the match between Albinario and Brainful Out, and that's going to be Thursday night at 7:30, and I should be there for that. And meanwhile, Simon at the table on the yellows. That'll fix itself in a second. That's a bug that's still in It's still in XSplit where it delays bringing the live stream back up on screen. Well, he's going to struggle now. And again, this is just another example of doing quite a lot of hard work potting balls, but not being able to get the job done because the table isn't an easy out. You've got that yellow next to the red, next to the 8 ball, which is the one that was not accessible. And Simon's really got to get that out of there. And that's a good shot, apart from the fact all he was doing was knocking it in dead weight. Now that's not going to work. Oh, it is. Did he get the hit? That's excellent. I thought that was just going to die a death before it got to the yellow. In fact, it's a touching ball. Now, Simon's got his chance here. Now again, he's got to stop and look before he moves here. The 8 ball doesn't go up table. He's got to get the cue ball running out. Vital that he gets this put away. Got to stem the tide here. Well, in it goes. And now he's got a chance on his own break here. Red has gone in, yellow has gone in. Table, of course, still open. And this is not a bad table. This is where you've got to get the road map. I keep saying this, you know, and you've got to get the road map in your head before you move. And it's so important that you know exactly where you're going. And that way, when you have that road map in your head, barring any accidents or any bumps the wrong way, you should stick to that plan. And the cue ball's going to drift away here. Well, he's still got a pot. He's really got to deal with that one over the side pocket as well. And he could have... Now, that's a good move. I was just about to say that he could certainly use the bump and just bringing this red into a better position. It means he's got less to do with the cue ball. Now, this is tricky. I think he's slightly the wrong side of this red in the right side pocket. And that's what's worried him here because of the angle he's got. And there you go, the chance is gone. So he's got a lifeline with that yellow in the left rail and the red guard in the pocket up top. Now, Chiku might have tried to bump that yellow there. I'm not sure whether he did. Is Cobra still muted? No, he's not muted. Welcome to Coldest Pillow. Well, Stubb sent me a message a few days ago saying that he had no response from Zangetsu on the what do you call it, the proposals that Stubb supposedly sent. So the assumption is that either Zangetsu didn't like the proposals or didn't send alternative proposals or just completely ignored them. In other words, why did he sign up in the first place? What you've got to ask. Well, Simon's got himself back in touch here. Back to within one. Now, needs a roll of the ball here. I think he's just had it. I think he's landed plumb here. You just got to play a little dab to get into the gap. Well, I thought he would have played a little dab back the way, but he's still got a pot. Well, he doesn't now. Well, nothing easy, put it that way. I thought he would have been coming into the gap to deal with that red, first of all, but, well, that's a great recovery shot in terms of the pot. How is he for the last red? Well, he's going to have to cross bank this or try and tweak it. Well, this is the opportunity that can bring you right into the match here, Simon. Tricky one to start with. But, well, I think that was definitely an attempt at the pot, but the cue balls leaked away behind the yellow. And Simon's definitely in control now to square this match. I mean, when you've got a free shot, all your balls are in the open. Got to think then about what's the ball that's going to get him up onto that 8 ball. Because the 8 ball's just off centre. Now that yellow he's on now would have been ideal rolling this down into the corner. So he's going to be further away from this 8 ball. It could end up being this yellow down the bottom here to try and get up in that 8 ball. Now that's not the best position to be playing from. And this is where the difficulty in judging this cue ball can get you in trouble. And now it's suddenly become difficult. Well, it was a good table. So this is going into the side pocket, and it's all about the pace. Now you've got to watch any side that you put in this cue ball. And that's pretty well done. And that's not bad at all. Well, that one has got away from Simon. That was a chance to square the match, and all of a sudden he's trailing by 2 again. I never even noticed his profile pic. Mark, here's an interesting thing. Are you there? Is Mark still there? Or is he fallen asleep already? It's only just after 7 o'clock at night, for goodness sake. Right. Remember the other week, I can't remember, was it the last stream? Somehow we ended up talking about what do you call it? Hilda Baker and Nellie Pledge and Walter. Has he been? Have you been, Walter? Well, here's an interesting thing. The guy that plays Walter, and all the years he was in that series, they must have made about 5 or 6 series of that Nearest and Dearest. And Walter never uttered a word. Now, I've never seen him in anything else. That's the other thing. I've never seen that actor in anything else. And in the mornings when I get up at 4 a.m. in the morning and I switch on. That's the That's TV Christmas channel that's on at the moment, and they show. They're showing that Doctor in Charge series that was made in the early 70s with Robin Nedwell and who the hell else? Richard O'Sullivan is in it. And before it, they're showing the Bernard Cribbins show, which was made by Thames Television. He must have made it. He certainly made at least 2 series of it before it probably gets shelved. And I didn't know that Bernard Cribbins had a TV show. But anyway, that's. I'm just getting to the point. The point is that the Bernard Cribbins show was like a sketch show, and Bob Todd was in it. Bob Todd out of the Benny Hills show. Bob Todd was in it. Sheila Stiefel was in it, who's a character, a comedy character actress who was around in the 70s and that. She did a lot of stuff like that. But anyway, the point to make is that I don't even know the guy's name, but the guy that plays Walter had a part in one of Bernard Cribbins' sketches, and he was speaking in it, and that's the first time in 50 years I've heard anything uttered out of that guy's mouth when all he did was just sort of make movements with his mouth and never said anything. So he actually had a line or two to say in a sketch, and I was shocked to actually see him, let alone hear him speak. But it just proved he can speak. I don't know what his name was, but he was he'd been given lines to read. And I mean, the programme was made round about the same time that Nearest and Dearest started, just about the turn of the 60s into the 70s, 50 odd years ago. That just shows you what they put on in the middle of the night just to kill, just to keep the TV channel broadcasting. There's not even any commercial. It's a commercial channel, but there's no commercials on it at that time in the morning. And it won't be there after Christmas. Right, anyway. Oh, the Irish guy. What was his name? Oh, that was him. He had the part in one of the episodes of Fawlty Towers as well, where he played the Irish builder. Oh, what the hell was his name? And I thought at the time when he appeared in that Robin's Nest, I thought he genuinely had one arm. He died just a few years ago. So he did. How much of the snooker have I watched? Well, I've watched most of it when I can see it. I haven't seen the end of any matches at night because I've had to go to bed. And I was watching that match this afternoon with Trump and Robertson, and I switched on to the iPlayer to catch up with the John Higgins match, and John Higgins' match was over. He whitewashed the young Chinese boy. Well, I don't know. See, that match today, I don't know what Neil Robertson was thinking. I don't know what his game plan was. His game plan seemed to be to take his time. I mean, and John Virgo and Stephen Hendry hit the nail on the head. Neil Robertson plays a lot better when he's playing quicker and he's more deliberate. He's faffing about, and he's 3-1 up. And then, of course, Trump gets into gets into gear and he loses a match. So he was, and even his safety shots were negative. There was nothing positive about his safety. So he's not playing with any great deal of confidence. It didn't make for great viewing, I'll say that. Well, Simon had no option there, and Cheekychico is going to have a 3 frames lead here, or 3 racks lead, however you want to describe it. Aye, David Kelly, that's him. Yeah, they're recovering the cloth tonight. There has been weird bounces off the cushions. You know, the ball's been flying off the cushion sometimes. Well, Chico, he's halfway home. And again, Simon needs to try and get some sort of recovery here. And Chico's got... Why am I saying Chico? It's Chico. Chico's the bloody guy that plays 3 cushion billiards, isn't it? Well, if you take yellows, again, the yellows look good. Now, that red's just come out and bumped a yellow. He's got to play the dodgy cut here, I think, and let the cue ball run around the corner and try and get out of there. He's got to try and avoid the traffic. Oh, well, he might be dead in the water. Well, Simon's been given a lifeline here. And the fact that Cheekychico stopped potting balls. And I don't know that Simon's got anything very inviting here at all. He's got he's got a cut. He can cut the red up table. Oh, it's a good effort. And again, not a bad finish for the cue ball, because I don't think he's left a great deal on for Cheekychico. Well, that really shouldn't be a problem for Simon. The red has gone in and blocked the pocket. What am I talking about? Simon's now at the table. I've already fallen asleep. I see Albinario has started playing on the dark side also. Albi's been in there on and off, I think. Well, he's got to keep this cue ball in the centre of the table here. I don't know. I think he's getting into the cue ball too much there. I don't know that he wanted to be up that high. See, that's the problem with having to push that red in to get the cue ball out, because you know, he got into it far too much and left himself too far away from it. And that was his chance there. Having said that, though, the 8 ball's not exactly accessible. Yeah, I think I've seen pictures on, was it YouTube or whatever, where what's his name was visiting him. Mike Yarwood was visiting him. Oh, you know what I saw? You know what I saw on YouTube the other day? Remember Phil Cool? him that used to pull his faces. I saw him on, there was an interview, and he was sitting there, he looked like an old pensioner with his suit on. He's retired now. But and also I saw a clip of him doing a stand-up routine, and of course that was when he was still doing Rolf Harris. Of course he would never do bloody Rolf Harris now. But Phil Cool certainly showed his age, and even then that video was a few years old. He had his little run at it on BBC Two. I think he did 2 or 3 series on BBC Two, and then he completely disappeared. Just disappeared off the face of the earth. I suppose you can only pull so many faces for so long until it doesn't impress people anymore. Anyway, Cheekychico, if he gets his order right here. See, the problem is that he would much rather, he's got to get that yellow first, because he doesn't want to be playing that yellow and bumping the 8 ball if he can help it. He would want to be playing that clean. Well, he's going to have to now, but I think he's actually hooked himself on it. Oh dear. And again, the cue ball just getting away. Well, this is a dodgy cut. He's going to have no shot in the yellow for a start if he tried to cut that in. Now, Simon has got to use that yellow. He's got to use the yellow itself to block the pot in the yellow. That's not the right shot, I'm afraid. That wasn't it. He should have played the red and got the cue ball in there behind the yellow. That would have made it difficult for Cheekychico to do a great deal. And as it is, he sort of handed it in a plate there. Wrong move by Simon there, in my opinion. That would have gave him a fighting chance to force Chico trying to play a combo there, or play a dodgy cut up table. As it is, he just handed it to him in a plate. Well, this match is gone, unless there's a dramatic turn. And that doesn't help either, because I think that's dry. Well, that's... Oh, aye. I told you that the other week there, did I not say that? That I saw... what was it I was talking about? They're doing a stage version of that, what the hell do you call it again? Fawlty Towers. And that... well, I've already explained that, Coldest Pillow. You need to watch the beginning of the live stream again. What was I talking about there? I saw a couple of folks sitting on the couch. It was either on breakfast television and ITV, or it was BBC. And you had the guy on it who's played Fawlty, and also they had the other guy on who's playing the Major. And I'm sitting in my chair, going, who's that old guy playing the Major? And it wasn't until it was like 2/3 of the way through the interview, it was made aware to me that guy was Paul Nicholas. And I'm thinking, well, he's either in makeup or he's really aged. I wasn't sure whether he was in makeup and wearing a wig or not, but I couldn't tell you. Well, vital rack there for Simon, but he's got to start capitalising on these opportunities now. Well, that 8-ball almost went in, but I think this is dry. It's dry, but there's problems, more especially in that left side there. But that red ball goes in. And I don't know what Simon did there, but he certainly didn't pot anything. But that red on the left side there goes into that middle pocket, so there isn't a problem with that red there. The only other problem would be the red on the right rail. And of course the 8-ball is not sitting exactly pretty. But the 8-ball cleanly goes into that pocket. I think Chico's not quite decided what way he wants to go here, but if he's been down this end of the table, he'll see that red goes, so there isn't a problem there with that red. See, there's a problem now that he's done that. He's just made it less accessible. In fact, he's actually blocked himself out. Now, he could play a little billiard here, I think. He could play a little billiard, just a little tap, but he might kill that red in the process of potting that one. Hoping to get a bump, and that'll do. So the 8-ball goes into the side. We've established that. Now, this is where he's got to get good. He's got to get good here. If he's going to roll that up, he doesn't want to roll away too far. Watch the cue ball. He's played more of a stun. The problem is, I don't know whether he's going to catch any of this red. Is he going to catch some of it? Yeah, that'll do. Well, again, the problem's the angle. He just needs a little jab just to hold the cue ball. And that is, well, this is tight. Oh, now, was that legal? Commentator's eye can't make his mind up. Yes, it was. Well, Chico's the one that's having more good outs than Simon, obviously by the scorecard. You can see that. I mean, that was a testy little run out there for Cheekychico, and he's accomplished it very well for an 8-4 lead. And of course, poor Simon can't buy a ball in the break either. Well, the reason I added people onto YouTube was for the porn links. You know, we used to have a problem with that, the bots coming in and putting porn links in. So that's why Semi-Pro was added as one quite some time ago. But no, I think most reasonable people have, well, if you're honest enough, I think I certainly have had enough of coming into the stream, and it's as if it's like a no-go area. You can't see anything out of turn, or it comes right back at you as you having a dig at them. Because there's no sort of, it's black and white, it seems to be in it. I mean, I left him a message a while ago, along with Slim, you know, just get over it, grow up, grow a pair. But no, he sees it his way. But I don't want him coming into the channel. And what the hell's that coming from? Oh, that works. And I forgot to even put that in. You didn't tell me it didn't renew. I don't know what didn't renew. Well, at least that thing worked. I didn't even have time to read that there. But anyway, Semi-Pro won't be in my streams. He doesn't know that I'm streaming now. He won't get any alerts. And it might be good for him, to be honest with you, because that way he doesn't get a platform to draw attention to himself. He can only do it in his own channel now. Well, Chico's... I keep saying Chico. Chico has a problem in this rack, as does Simon. It's a question of who's prepared to make the move. Well, Simon doesn't have anything really handy to deal with those two reds on the rail. And of course, that then opens up the yellow for Chico. Simon's blocking the top right pocket. He's got a dodgy cut here in this red where he might be able to run into these, but that's where then you've got to be fully committed and getting out. And now with that yellow getting gathered across, it's created even more of an issue. Well, Simon's made the move. And, well, he's freed up the two reds and they both go. As long as you can get that one clean and get out of there, you can either pot it down the rail or squeeze it back into that side pocket. Anyway, if that was you resubscribing, Coldest Pillow, thanks again for your contribution. I don't see anybody else testing out to see if it works. They're all steering well clear. Well, Chico's now got a free shot. And, well, the way this table is sitting, he's used a little nudge on those reds there, potting that yellow. I presume that was intentional, just to try and open up that pocket a bit more, which he has done. That yellow actually goes into the side, but of course he's not sitting on it that way. But now he's got a problem. Little combo, but the cue ball, sorry, not the cue ball, the other yellow's leaked away, playing it at that angle. And suddenly Simon's become the favourite here, unless Chico can get a fluke or some sort of safety. He's going to be hard pushed to do that, I think. I don't think he can get enough of this yellow. Well, that was the right thing to do. You know, try and just marry it up with one of Simon's balls. But Simon is in full control here. He doesn't want to do anything that's going to bump that red onto the yellow. He wants to steer well clear of that for now. If I was well, of course I forgot there's that yellow down table. Well, that's ended up double kissing. And I don't know that Simon can pot this red and go forward and get a hit here. He's tried to. He's got a hit, but he hasn't hit enough of it. So now he's got to duck. Yeah, there's no way he would have been potting a red. Well, now it's a toss of a coin as to who's going to come out and top in this battle. That might be a huge mistake, though. Well, Simon has got to grab the bull by the horns, as I say here, and go for it. But he's got to watch this cue ball that it gets out of there. And he has done. And again, has to go, oh dear. Well, that's a disaster. I'm surprised he didn't just let that cue ball run out and come out into the table going forward. I don't know what he was trying to do with the cue ball there, but whatever he was trying to do, he's done too much with it and actually missed the pot, which is a huge fail. And he's going to get another bite at the cherry here. And it's not quite served on a plate, but if he doesn't get it this time, he's well dead and buried. You have to send them a Christmas card. No, it's Simon. It's not the game, it's Simon. Anyway, Simon still trailing by 3, running out of racks. Chico's break has given him a ball. Now open table. Well, these yellows don't look half bad. I mean, there's one yellow you just have to get on, which is that one. But you've got the bonus of having this one over the pocket. Now, if you can get on this one quick, like right now, for example. See, I don't know why. I mean, okay. I mean, if he stops the cue ball here, he can still cut that up the table or try and drop that into the side. But he's got to do it now. Well, now he's fluking them. But I don't know that was the way I would have gone about that there. But somehow or other, he may well find his way out here. Well, I say that, but you've got to get down onto this 8-ball, and it's only got a few pockets it'll go into, and with that red sitting adjacent to it, and obviously everything's blocked down here, you've got to come up this end of the table. He's got perfect angle to do it. Oh, the cue ball's leaking down. Well, he's got a pot. Now watch how far the cue ball's running through, and a comfortable pot in the end. So it's now 9-5, and the fat lady is warming up because this match is over. And once again, Simon not getting any joy in the break. That does not help your situation. I love that chat, so I do. I mean, I can read everything perfectly clear on that. Well, again, Chico's going to be in a situation here where he's obviously running out of balls. He's got that one big issue with the yellow next to the 8-ball. Oh, I don't know that he wanted that to go in either. You can still get to this yellow, but that's the last thing in his mind at the moment. Now he's looking for a bump and a roll of the ball here, I think, if he's going to commit. No, I don't think this will work at all. I think he's better just rolling and ducking here. Well, it's at least giving up the table to Simon. And the question is whether Simon's going to do anything to free up that yellow a bit more for Chico. Well, he has done. He just bumped straight into it. And he's not got an easy pot to back this up. This is horrible. He's got a dodgy red up the rail. Oh, that's very well played. It threatened to catch the knuckle there. That's a cracking shot. But again, he's in trouble. And another good recovery. He's struggling to stay at the table here. He's working hard at it. Now, I think he can squeeze that. Well, he can either cut it in the side, but looking up top, would it not be better rolling that up there and trying just to, use the yellow to drop the red in and get the yellow out of the way? Maybe that would have been a better move in that situation, because the problem here is the red doesn't go. But had he potted the other red and maybe just squeezed a little nudge, that would have just opened that pocket up there. See, that's not going to do him any good. And I think he should have had a better look at that red up the rail, because that might have been the one move that would have been the clincher to his chances of running out there. As it is, Chico just needs to play his cards right here. I think he's just almost threatened to go too far. See, these are difficult to judge with a cue ball that you don't really know how it's reacting. Now, he's controlled that very well. But again, it's an opportunity gifted to him there. I think Simon made the wrong move there. I think he should have tried to squeeze that up the rail and get the little brush. Maybe clutching at straws saying that, but it might have given him a chance. So, Chico on the hill. He's got balls in the break. And it's, looking at this, it's got to be reds all the way here. Apart from one issue, which is that red there. But you've got, I don't know if he wanted to do that though. See, this is where you're just letting that cue ball run forward there without any great deal of thought, and now he's created a problem by just being sloppy and not careful enough. I mean, you've got to see that cue ball is going to run forward like that and take evasive action to prevent it doing it. So Simon now comes to the table looking for some sort of bump. Again, because these players are not familiar with how this cue ball's reacting, if that was the 9-ball table, you've played 9 balls so much, and you know where the cue ball's going. In this table, you don't. You just don't. You don't know how the spin's reacting, how much top you put in that cue ball, how it reacts off the rail. You don't know where it's going. Yes, you would have a better idea if you played lots of table time in this game, but you don't. You're just guessing. Well, the 8-ball is accessible. Let's have a look. It's accessible. Well, I'll say that it's accessible. It's actually tight. But this could be very much last chance saloon here for Simon. It definitely is now, because he's going to have to play it. Well, he's going to have to play some sort of safety. He can try and tuck behind the 8-ball here. Now, okay, the 8-ball's pretty much safe where it is. But I think it'd have been better to get the cue ball. He could have went off the edge and come around the back of the 8-ball here and try and stop Cheekychico actually having a shot. And again, that was not exactly the best safety by Cheekychico. Now, I was going to say it'd have been better maybe overcutting that and trying to duck in behind one of his two reds up there and forcing Simon to kick. See, now he might be able to, he can certainly squeeze the red in. This might go in off the back of the yellow if you hit it hard. Yeah, see, he didn't hit it hard enough. I think you had to hit that harder, and it could have went in. If you'd hit it so that it actually hit the rail firm and hit the yellow, it possibly would have been in. Well, whatever Simon does here, he can't stop the kick up and down. He can't stop the kick across the table. He's sort of he's just hoping for a fluke here. So in the end, a reasonably comfortable win for Cheekychico by 11 racks to 5. But again, this match could have probably went either way. But I think Simon made one or two more wrong moves than what Cheekychico did. So that's the result for that round 2 match. Where's the thing? There we go. Let's have a look and see. Well, that leaves the one match, which is Albinario and Brainful out on Thursday night at 7:30 GMT. If we look at the bracket, and we'll see how it updates, we have Larry and LS3. Now, again, LS3's been nowhere to be seen in the lobby. And Larry's probably, as I said previously, he's probably going to be getting into round 3 without playing a match here. We see that whoever does get through that match, Cheekychico is going to be lying in wait for them, assuming that Larry goes through. These match deadlines for these round 2 matches are December the 3rd. So we have Bankster up against Slugs. We've got Matt already through with that comfortable win over Tommy in that round 2 match. We've got Semi-Pro through to round 3 after his blitz of whiskey. We'll get Stubb through to round 2 after getting advanced in that match with Zangetsu. And Stubb is up against Spudboy in round 2. Albinario, of course, and Brainful out to come. And Coldest Pillow had a comfortable win against Laser in that round 2 match. So Coldest Pillow knows that he's either going to be playing Albinario or Brainful out. Albinario will be the strong favourite for that. But, you know, Brainful out is not a numpty. If he plays his cards right, he can certainly nick a number of racks off Albinario on that table. Simon now has a match with Power Slam on the one-loss side. It looks like Zangetsu is probably going to be a no-show for this tournament, so that's another forfeit for whoever ends up with him. And, of course, we don't know what's going to happen with LS3, although I'll stick my neck in the block and say she ain't going to be around. Right, so that's it, folks. I'm off to watch the snooker. Thanks for your company, and I will bid you good evening, and take care, and we'll see you again soon.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.